First light. The horizon gleamed silver against Earth's blue horizon, its experimental fusion drive casting ethereal light across the orbital shipyard. Commander Sarah Mitchell stood on the observation deck, watching the final preparations for humanity's boldest venture yet. After decades of research, the quantum fold drive promised to take them beyond the solar system in mere moments rather than centuries. All systems green, Commander, reported Lieutenant James Torres from the engineering station. His voice carried the weight of responsibility that came with being chief engineer on humanity's first true starship. The horizon wasn't large by naval standards, but every inch of its compact frame housed technology that pushed the boundaries of human understanding. Dr. Chen Wei, the mission's lead scientist, floated beside Mitchell. The quantum calculations are locked in. We're aiming for Proxima Centauri, just 4 light-years away. If successful, we'll revolutionize space travel forever. Mitchell nodded, her steel-gray eyes reflecting the starfield beyond the viewport. At 42, she'd spent half her life preparing for this moment. The crew of 30 represented Earth's finest minds and bravest souls, each selected from thousands of candidates. Begin final countdown, Mitchell ordered, moving toward the command chair. The bridge came alive with focused activity as her crew ran through their checklists one last time. Navigation locked. Fusion reactors at optimal output. Quantum field generators standing by. All crews secured for jump. The countdown reached 0. Torres engaged the fold drive, and reality seemed to bend around them. The stars elongated into streaks of light, and then everything went wrong. The ship shuddered violently, throwing crew members against their restraints. Alarms screamed as the quantum field fluctuated wildly, sending cascading energy surges through every system. Mitchell gripped her armrests as the universe twisted in ways that defied comprehension. Emergency shutdown. Torres shouted over the chaos. His hands flew across the controls, fighting to stabilize their tumbling vessel. The fold drive's whine rose to a deafening shriek before suddenly cutting out. Silence fell like a hammer blow. The stars returned to points of light, but they were all wrong. Every constellation, every familiar celestial landmark had vanished. Status report, Mitchell commanded, her training overriding the disorientation. Dr. Chen's voice trembled as she studied her displays. Commander, according to our position data, we've traveled approximately 12,000 light-years from Earth, but that's impossible. The quantum field shouldn't have. Contact, interrupted Lieutenant Commander Reeves at the sensor station. Multiple vessels detected. Hundreds of them. They're massive. The main view screen filled with an image that stole breath from every human throat. Ships the size of cities hung in precise formation, their hulls composed of materials that seemed to shift between solid and liquid states. Energy fields danced between the vessels like auroras, and at their center sat a structure that dwarfed them all. A space station that could have swallowed Earth's moon. Are they aware of us? Mitchell asked quietly. Negative. They appear focused on. Commander, they're preparing for something big. Energy readings are off the scale. Before anyone could respond, 5 of the alien vessels broke formation, turning toward the horizon with predatory grace. They moved without visible propulsion, gliding through space as if it were water. They've seen us, Reeves confirmed. Incoming transmission. The bridge speakers erupted with sounds that hurt to hear, a cacophony of tones and frequencies that seemed designed for organs humans didn't possess. Dr. Chen worked frantically at her station, trying to find patterns in the noise. It's definitely a language, she reported, but nothing like anything we theorized. The mathematical basis is completely. The lead alien ship fired. A beam of twisted light struck the horizon's hull, sending vibrations through the entire vessel. Surprisingly, their shields held, though the drain on their power systems was immediate and severe. Return fire, asked Lieutenant Sofia Petrov from the weapons station. Mitchell hesitated for a heartbeat. First contact protocols demanded peaceful intentions, but they were under attack. Warning shots only. Show them we can defend ourselves without escalating. The Horizon's particle cannon spoke with precision, sending bursts of energy past the alien vessels close enough to be noticed, but far enough to avoid damage. The response was immediate. All 5 ships opened fire simultaneously. Shields at 60%. Torres called out. "They're testing our defenses." "Evasive maneuvers," Mitchell ordered. "Show them what human engineering can do." The Horizon danced between the enemy fire with agility that belied its size. Where the alien ships moved with fluid grace, the human vessel darted and weaved using techniques learned from centuries of aerial combat, adapted for 3-dimensional space. "Commander," Dr. Chen suddenly said, her voice tight with discovery, "I'm detecting something unusual. These ships, they're not firing at full power. They're holding back." "Why would they?" Mitchell began. Then understanding dawned. "They want us intact. They want to capture us." As if confirming her suspicion, more alien vessels began surrounding them, forming a sphere with no avenue of escape. Mitchell's mind raced through options, discarding conventional tactics as quickly as she considered them. "Torres, can we generate a localized quantum field? Not for jumping, just for displacement." The engineer's eyes widened with understanding. "It's never been tried. But theoretically, yes. Give me 30 seconds. "We don't have 30 seconds, Reeves warned. "They're closing formation." Mitchell smiled grimly. "Then we'll have to be creative. All hands, prepare for quantum displacement. This is going to be rough." The alien net tightened, energy fields beginning to link between ships to form an impenetrable cage. At the last possible moment, Torres activated his improvised quantum field. The Horizon didn't jump through space. It simply ceased to exist in one location and appeared in another, sliding through dimensions the alien technology hadn't anticipated. They materialized outside the trap, behind the alien formation. Without hesitation, Mitchell ordered full power to the engines. The Horizon shot away from the alien fleet, its fusion drive blazing like a newborn star. "They're pursuing," Reeves reported, "but they can't match our acceleration. We're actually outrunning them." The bridge crew exchanged glances of amazed relief. One human ship had just outmaneuvered hundreds of alien vessels, but their celebration was short-lived. "Commander," Dr. Chen's voice was heavy with implication, "I've been analyzing their fleet movements, their technology, their apparent goals. This isn't a standard military force. This is an invasion fleet. And based on their trajectory before we arrived, they're headed toward Earth's general direction." Mitchell felt ice in her veins. They were 12,000 light-years from home with no way back, and they'd just discovered a force that could annihilate humanity. But they'd also learned something crucial. Human technology, human creativity, could compete with these beings. "Track everything," she ordered. "Every ship, every signal, every piece of data we can gather. We may be lost, but Earth needs to know what's out here. And we just proved that one human ship can make a difference." As the Horizon disappeared into the cosmic dark, leaving the bewildered alien fleet behind, none of them could have imagined how this chance encounter would reshape the galaxy. The age of humanity's isolation was ending, and the universe would never be the same. The turning tide. 3 days passed in tense vigilance as the Horizon drifted through uncharted space, its passive sensors cataloging the alien civilization they'd stumbled upon. The crew worked tirelessly, analyzing data and preparing contingencies while repairs continued on their damaged systems. Commander Mitchell stood before the assembled senior staff in the conference room, holographic displays painting the air with alien ship configurations and intercepted communications. "What have we learned?" she asked. Dr. Chen manipulated the displays, bringing forward a complex diagram. "The civilization we've encountered calls itself the Hegemony Collective. It's a confederation of at least 40 different species, all subservient to a ruling council. Their technology is impressive, but it follows very different principles from ours." "Different how?" Torres asked. They've mastered gravity manipulation and dimensional phase shifting, but they seem to lack our understanding of quantum mechanics and fusion dynamics. It's like they took a completely different path up the technology tree. Lieutenant Petrov leaned forward. Their weapons are primarily graviton-based, powerful, but predictable once you understand the patterns. Our shields adapted quickly because they're designed for particle physics, something they apparently never considered. And the invasion fleet? Mitchell prompted. Dr. Chen's expression darkened. From what we can decipher, they're responding to something they call the ancient threat. Every few thousand years, an enemy emerges from what they term the void sectors. The hegemony is mobilizing everything they have. Could these ancients be from Earth's region of space? Reeves wondered aloud. Unknown, but here's what's disturbing. Their descriptions of the ancient threat match certain aspects of human physiology and technology. Bipedal, similar atmospheric requirements, quantum-based technology. The implications hung heavy in the air until Mitchell broke the silence. You're suggesting they might mistake us for their ancient enemy. It's possible, which would explain their immediate hostility. Before anyone could respond, alarms erupted throughout the ship. Reeves rushed to the nearest console, his face paling at the readings. Commander, we've got company. Multiple hegemony ships dropping out of phase shift. They found us. The crew raced to battle stations as Mitchell took her command chair. The view screen showed dozens of vessels emerging from seemingly empty space, their liquid metal hulls reflecting starlight like oil on water. Incoming transmission, reported the communications officer. It's different from before, more structured. The speakers crackled, and to everyone's amazement, broken but understandable words emerged. Unknown vessel, surrender, examination, peaceful compliance, or destruction. Dr. Chen gasped. They've decoded our language from our computer systems during the first encounter. That's incredible adaptive capability. Mitchell stood, facing the view screen. This is Commander Sarah Mitchell of the Earth Ship Horizon. We are explorers, not invaders. We mean no harm to the Hegemony Collective. The response came swiftly. Earth, unknown term. You match ancient profile. Submit for verification or face elimination. We're not your enemy, Mitchell insisted. We're from a world that has never encountered your civilization before. Our presence here is accidental. Deception proven by ancient before. Submit now. The alien weapons began charging, energy readings spiking across the board. Mitchell made a swift decision. Dr. Chen, transmit everything. Our history, our culture, our journey here. Full data dump. Show them who we really are. Commander, that's everything about Earth, our defenses. Do it. It's our only chance to prevent a war. As terabytes of human knowledge flowed toward the alien fleet, the weapons remained trained on the horizon. Minutes stretched like hours until finally, the lead vessel responded. Data. Anomalous. Consultation required. You will accompany to Central Command. Resistance equals destruction. Mitchell nodded. We'll comply, but we maintain operational control of our vessel. The journey to the Hegemony's core worlds took 2 days, during which the Horizon was subjected to countless scans and queries. The crew watched in awe as they passed through system after system, each teeming with life and technology beyond imagination. The Central Command Station dwarfed anything they'd seen. A structure the size of a small planet, its surface covered in crystalline spires that reached into space like fingers grasping at stars. The Horizon was directed to a docking platform where they were met by a delegation unlike anything they'd expected. The beings standing before them came in various forms, some humanoid, others radically different. But what struck Mitchell most was their behavior. Where she'd expected military rigidity, she found something almost like curiosity. The lead figure, a tall creature with skin that shifted through various hues, spoke through a translation device. I am Architect Velen of the Science Cast. Your data has created significant debate within the Council. We're willing to answer any questions, Mitchell replied. Questions are insufficient. We must understand. You possess quantum technology like the ancients, yet your biological and cultural markers are entirely unknown. This paradox threatens our fundamental understanding. Over the following days, the Horizon crew found themselves at the center of a political maelstrom. The Hegemony Council was split between those who saw humans as the returned ancient threat and others who recognized them as something entirely new. The breakthrough came when Dr. Chen discovered a crucial piece of information in the Hegemony's historical archives. "Commander, look at this. Their records of the ancients include mathematical proofs, technological schematics. But there's something wrong with them." "Wrong how?" "They're incomplete. Intentionally so, as if the ancients were hiding their true capabilities. But when I compare them to our quantum equations," her eyes widened. "Commander, we can complete them. Human mathematics can solve problems the Hegemony has struggled with for millennia." Mitchell immediately requested an audience with the full council. In the vast chamber where representatives of 40 species gathered, she made humanity's case. "We're not your ancient enemy," she declared, "but we might be the key to defeating them. Our technology evolved independently, following paths you never explored. Together, we could be stronger than either alone." To demonstrate, Dr. Chen presented the completed ancient equations, showing how human quantum theory filled the gaps in hegemony knowledge. The reaction was electric. Excitement, fear, and wonder rippling through the assembly. But not all were convinced. Admiral Krex, Supreme Commander of the Hegemony Fleet, rose to challenge them. "Words and theories prove nothing. If you claim such power, demonstrate it against our finest vessels." Mitchell accepted without hesitation. What followed was a display that would be remembered in hegemony history as the revelation of the small ship. The Horizon faced off against 3 of the hegemony's most advanced warships. Using techniques that blended human creativity with newfound understanding of alien technology, Mitchell's crew didn't just survive. They excelled. The human ship danced between dimensions, its weapons striking with surgical precision, its shields adapting to every attack. When the exercise ended, the Horizon floated unmarked while its opponents bore the simulated damage of defeat. The council chamber erupted in chaos. "Impossible," Krex roared. "One small vessel can it." "That's exactly the point," Mitchell interrupted. "Your strength comes from overwhelming force and rigid doctrine. But sometimes innovation trumps tradition. Adaptation beats strength. The ancients, if they return, will expect your old tactics, but they won't expect us." Velen stood, his skin pulsing with rapid color changes that Dr. Chen had learned indicated deep thought. "A proposal, then. The human vessel will join our fleet as observers and advisors. If the ancients appear, we will see if this human approach has merit." The vote was contentious, but curiosity won over fear. The Horizon was granted provisional status within the hegemony, though under constant watch. Fate tested their new alliance sooner than expected. Just weeks later, long-range sensors detected massive energy signatures in the void sectors, signatures matching ancient records. The enemy had returned. As the hegemony fleet prepared for battle, incorporating human suggestions into their formations, Mitchell stood on her bridge, watching thousands of ships take position. They were still just one small vessel in an ocean of aliens, but something had fundamentally changed. "You know," Torres commented, standing beside her, "when we left Earth, I never imagined we'd be fighting alongside aliens to protect the galaxy." Mitchell smiled. "Humanity always finds a way to surprise. We're explorers, engineers, and when necessary, warriors. But most importantly, we're catalysts. We change things simply by being ourselves." The void sectors erupted with light as ancient enemies emerged, massive geometric shapes that defied conventional design, wielding weapons that tore at the fabric of space itself. The battle that followed would reshape galactic history, but at its heart was a simple truth. One human ship, through ingenuity and determination, had transformed an empire's destiny. The Horizon, Earth's lonely ambassador, had become the fulcrum upon which the fate of countless worlds would turn. And in the fire of that cosmic conflict, a new age was born, one where humanity's greatest strength wasn't their weapons or their ships, but their ability to inspire others to transcend their limitations. The galaxy would never be the same. And somewhere, 12,000 light-years away, Earth continued its quiet orbit, unaware that its children had just changed the course of history among the stars.